How do you become the best at anything in life? Generally, first, you have to try it. This is Chloe Hart, and she didn't expect to go viral, but she did. And for all the wrong reasons. So for a bit of context from what I understand about this whole situation is that this is a story about a girl who had some self-esteem, weight issues, wanted to lose some weight, decided to make the bold claim that she was going to attempt a bodybuilding show. That sounds familiar. I'm gonna pick and attend next year a bodybuilding show. No! And that she had some pretty good reasons to do it. Now, I'm going to try to stay as unbiased as possible during the entirety of this video, right until the end where I'm going to share my own opinions, because I do have some very strong ones regarding the people in the comment section here, and I will not hold back. So you might want to stick till the end to hear me get angry. And that's all I really knew about this video, other than the fact that I figured out that she lived in the same city that I did, so we met up and shot this video. All right, listen here, you opinionated wads. We need to talk. This is someone who just has a dream, and while she's doing it, you're complaining about it. Let's analyze and see who's the bigger person here. Her comment section has been full of people asking why she would even do this in the first place. This is her reason. This is her father, and he is doing a bodybuilding show, and she wanted to do something with her father. What's wrong with this image? Nothing except for you. How many of you wish you still had time to do something like this with your father? This isn't the real gym community, and you guys are better than this. Don't be a dick. And now coming on to the backlash. And I knew it was gonna get serious when Greg wrote a comment saying that he was recording his thoughts on this. So we're probably gonna end up seeing a Greg Who Said video very shortly about this. But also that Goob made a video actually going against my point of view.
I have to heavily disagree with this for two reasons. Reason number one, this girl is paying hundreds of dollars a month to a professional coach who should be coaching her. Coaches are supposed to be critical. Coaches are supposed to bring the best out of you. Coaches are not your friend. Your friend will tell you it's a great idea to get on stage and compete with your dad. Your coach, it's his or her responsibility to say, hey, I'd love that you love bodybuilding. There are these other shows that are way more appropriate for you that we have more time to get ready for. Let's do those instead. I know for a fact this girl's paying nearly $300 a month for coaching. And I think that a coach is doing an absolute disservice to their client if they're not honest with them about when and how they can be ready for a contest. Second reason why it's a bad idea. This coach's reputation is absolutely in peril because they refuse to be a coach.
And the reason I told Goob that I wasn't gonna give him any heat for is because I actually agreed with most of his points. I agree that a coach should be honest. I agree that a coach shouldn't necessarily be your friend, but more so somebody that can give you those harsh realities and have that hard conversation with you. A coach isn't someone that's supposed to coddle you, unless of course the person is down and is having trouble and they're about to break. Then of course pushing harder wouldn't necessarily do well, but maybe having a very honest conversation with them and being able to analyze what's causing them to go through that is usually a very important thing. And that's how I treat all of my clients, and that's why I've seen so much success lately. If you do have any questions, links in the bio. But going back to it, Goob made some very good points. I just think that Goob was potentially seeing the entire situation from a very elite bodybuilding side and not necessarily from the same point of view that I was seeing it, which is somebody who just wanted to better themselves and placed a very large goal in front of them, which with the driving factor of doing it with their father, because I know for a fact there's going to be a lot of people watching this video that wish they had the opportunity to just spend another day with their father. Nevertheless, do an entire 5-month prep just to be able to spend time with them and to just enjoy their presence while maybe he's still around. I think that's the point of view that I came from, and I can understand some people maybe didn't understand that and got very angry. But I think it's time to go meet up with Chloe and get her side of things. So what was it that inspired you to compete in the first place?
Well, firstly, my dad. How my dad changed his life around like a full 360, and I thought if my dad could do this at 50 years old, I was like, why can't I do it at my current, where I'm at now? I didn't believe in myself. And someone did tell me that over the summer to say, you need to believe in yourself a little more. I want to build my confidence, and I felt like the only way for me to believe in myself, to build, was to give myself a challenge that seemed impossible to achieve at the time.
I mean, I respect that. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, exactly. and I knew 5 months is a very short amount of time to do bodybuilding. I knew that. At the very beginning, I was like, what I want to achieve with this particular show was to get on stage.
So your metric of success is stepping on stage. It's not winning, it's not placing, it's literally just the second that you have that tiny bikini and the tan and the oil, just that like that moment that your foot steps in the lights.
And I'm there.
Yeah.
You know, it's gonna be, I'm terrified as hell.
Which is good.
Going into this.
Which is good.
I am fully aware of where I'm at, and I know I'm not at the standard of bodybuilding. And that's what makes it more terrifying, because I'm not at the standard. I'm going on stage, like you said, I'm going on stage in a bikini, in a skimpy bikini, and people are gonna see me. But that was the sole purpose to what I'm doing. Because if I can get on stage in a bikini with where I am at in that particular moment, that's a win for me.
How did it make you feel the first time that your clip went viral, and unfortunately not for the right reasons?
When it went viral and all those comments came into play, it hurt. I'm just gonna flat out not sugar. It really hurt. And people may not see it this way, but I work just as hard as they do. I look at the comments and I'm like you're not wrong about saying I'm not ready. Like, you're definitely not wrong. But when you come and attack me and you know nothing about me, those comments on there that they didn't even bother looking at my page or what I've done just to get to where I am now. It took me probably, I want to say, a week to get my head wrapped around it.
Of course.
You're naturally drawn to negativity, which is unfortunate as human beings.
I'm willing to put money on this right now that I already know the answer to this question, but if I told you to recite me, let's say, 5 or 6 really nasty comments, you would be able to. If I told you to name me one very nice comment, it would take you a moment to think about it.
Yes.
Because we retain the negative, not so much the positive, unfortunately.
It is very true.
So what are your calories and macros at the moment?
Calories are 1,350 calories, 100 grams of carbs, 40 grams of fat, and 140 for protein. I weighed 150 pounds 5 months ago, and I've lost 20 pounds.
Fuck yeah.
So I am 131 the last time I checked. I am hoping, for my show, I'm hoping to lose another 5, which I think I can achieve.
I absolutely think that you can achieve it. As there was so much backlash in the comments about the coach, I think talking to Noah is very important here.
I'm Noah Butterfield. I've been a fitness coach for 8 years now. I competed for my very first 2 shows back in 2021.
How did you feel at first when Chloe told you she wanted to compete in that short of a time frame?
I wasn't really worried about it because we talked about it from the very get-go that she wouldn't be ready, and we set that tone from the very start. She wanted to do this for herself. She didn't want to do it for anybody else. She wanted to basically build her self-confidence and her self-esteem and break through those self-limiting beliefs that she had. And we've had a lot of really big conversations about, hey, even though we're not ready, we're still going to do the best that we can with the time that we have. She knew from the very start. And we, as like me being her coach, I'm always going to be open and honest and communicate those things. That was the goal, is just get her to stage and get her to have a really fun and enjoyable experience, as many first-time competitors don't.
Right. I mean, speaking of not enjoyable experiences,
yes.
The comment section has been a very large source of that. So has there had to be some tough conversations between the two of you regarding, obviously, the comment section, regarding competing, or like, I'm sure that at some point it's probably caused a lot of strain between the two of you, just because of that amount of exposure and hate coming towards you?
Yeah, I would say there's been zero strain. Like, we've handled it without skipping a beat. We've handled it really well. My job here is to be a coach and to show up as a coach, and without the outside noise, with it or without it, our dynamic and our relationship doesn't actually change, based on clear communication, honesty, and integrity behind my coaching style.
So then how has it affected you personally?
Great question.
Was this your first time dealing with a mass influx, viral amount of hate?
Oh, yes. I've been in the social media game for 10 years now, and I always am just like, why don't people see my stuff? I post such good shit. And then the one thing that you like don't think twice about, you're prepping your client, you're going through the ups, the downs, the lefts and rights of prep. We're just enjoying the journey, and then this happens, and we were just kind of like, what? Like, it was a place of shock.
It's like careful what you wish for type of situation.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is going to or has at all actually impacted your business as a full-time fitness coach?
No, it actually hasn't. I've signed on 3 clients in the last week, which has been pretty exciting. Subtle flags. But no, I don't believe that it's going to impact it, because the people who are negatively commenting aren't my ideal client. My ideal client is lifestyle clients and people who want to step on stage for the first time and enjoy their prep, and enjoy the journey, and do something that they've never done before.
And now I really wanted to speak with her father, because I know for a fact that when I have nasty comments in my YouTube channel, on my Instagram, I don't personally care. That's fine. I understand how the internet works. People are anonymous and they feel as though they can voice their opinions. But the reason why I hate getting bad comments is because I know my parents read them, and I know it's going to hurt them, because they don't necessarily understand how detached I am from this, and I don't want them to think that I'm hurting. So speaking with her dad, I think, is very important about this. You're the dad.
I'm the dad.
Okay. There's one comment that I laughed at, and it was this guy that was like, because I guess he only saw it in the video, but didn't see the ads or anything. So he's like, "Oh, the dad's not even in shape to do the show." Then I was like, "Have you looked at his page?" He would wipe you on the floor, and then he looked at you. He's like, "You're right, never mind." How was it for you as a father? Because obviously we're sitting in the exact corner when it went viral, right? Your entire life, your entire goal was just to protect her. Protect her from the bad, protect her from, like the dangers of life and everything like that. How is it you as a father seeing your daughter going through that?
And that's okay, because that's growth. That's the sense of life.
I did not see that coming. That's a cool answer.
It's about growth, because everything in life, it doesn't matter if you're 15, 18, 25, 35, 45, 55, 56 years old. The bottom line, you're always learning. And my daughter going through this, I encourage it. And I say, listen, how does that make you feel? Oh, I feel so bad. Enjoy that pain. So when all of a sudden she started believing in herself, and she says, no, I can do it. Day 1, second day. Dad, I'm on it, I'm doing day 2. Now listen.
As a dad, that must have been very rewarding to
my God,
to follow through.
Rewarding. I got to see her blossom.
Why is it that at a powerlifting meet, somebody can go up to the bar, lift an empty bar, and be applauded?
Right.
Versus in the world of bodybuilding, somebody entering, trying for the first time, receive this sort of all-in reaction?
I think in the powerlifting community, everyone's just trying to do their best, be their best self, trying to lift their best lifts, and everyone's just behind it because they've been there before, right? Whether they're a 50, 60-year-old male, female, again, just got into strength training and it's something new to try, or whether they're the very elite powerlifters like we have at our gym here, right? Just everyone's super supportive, because everyone has to start somewhere. I think it's sad, really, because we're all human beings, right? Everyone's in a different spot. I think the vanity side of the bodybuilding community plays a little bit of a factor as well. Chloe's going into a true novice division in a local show, so it's something to get her feet wet, to get the experience and continue on with her journey, right? Because we're all looking for the same thing, which is self-improvement.
I think that if you want to involve more people in this sport, everyone starts from somewhere, right? When I started competing, I was nowhere near as strong as I am now, but if someone would have discouraged me and then I would have, stopped, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And now I wanted to get the opinion of somebody that's, again, competed at the highest level of bodybuilding, in this case, the Mr. Olympia stage. So I called up my friend Alex Toplin and we had a chat. What do you think of the general public's reaction to all this?
I have been blessed to grow through the ranks of bodybuilding and make it to the top ranks, while also doing something very similar within coaching, right? So I have 2 different perspectives. The comment section, no matter how you look at it, I thought it was disrespectful. I thought it was immature, and like we talked about, man, I always say you can sell shit, but it's all how you package it, right? You can get your point across, without being disrespectful in the process. And I thought there was people trying to be more funny, more disrespectful, different by if someone said, hey, you're not going to be ready, I recommend you looking for a different show, versus, you look completely like shit and you should fire your coach. She's sharing her journey. And the one thing that people don't understand is that one post that went viral, but she's been sharing her journey this whole time, this whole process, right? From somebody who's not probably used to social media, that could have been a lot on somebody's psyche. And You know, as bodybuilders alone, we're already going through a lot mentally. So the fact that, you know, people wanted to try to find another way to rip her down, and that's the part that I felt like I had to say something about. Some people are more sensitive. They want to defend the sport of bodybuilding and get on their high horse, but I just did not like the way that people were coming at her.
You've seen in the comments, there's an incredible amount of hate going towards that one coach, and even in Goob's video, because of Chloe competing. What are your thoughts on that?
You cannot judge a coach by one client. And she has some impressive transformations, and she has some, you know, some good, you know, coaching philosophies. You know, I don't think it's fair to, you know, look at one person who she works with and put that casting, you know, umbrella over the years, I'm sure, of work that she has behind her.
So what are my thoughts on this entire situation? Well, I think it's quite simple. I believe that not every stage is about winning, and that this entire situation got blown out of proportion for no real reason, or by people that just don't matter in the grand scheme of things. We are on this spinning rock flying through space for 60, maybe 80 years if we're lucky. So I don't understand why people would take so much out of their time and energy to try to bring someone down that's just trying to better themselves every day. This wasn't out of malicious intent. She didn't do this with the agenda of humiliating or degrading the sport of bodybuilding. She just wanted to spend time with her dad while she still had the time to. This was an entire family endeavor where the entire family got healthy. Chloe just was courageous enough to document the whole thing, and I don't understand why people would get so mad about it. Now, what do I think of the people in the comment section? Well, how dare you try to pull somebody down that is doing more than you? Because I'm just gonna say, most of the people talking shit in the comment section weren't exactly the image of health, if you understand what I'm saying. I don't just support Chloe, I support what she stands for, which is anybody that has the drive to better themselves. And if you would rather stand in the way of progress, I'd like for you to reevaluate your contributions to society, because I'm willing to bet that Chloe inspired more people in the last 3 weeks than those haters will in their entire lives. So with that, don't be a dick, and let's change the world together.